Hi, in this video we're going to look at some of the learning tools that are available within Google Docs and that can be added to it as well. The tools could be used by any learner to make the learning more engaging or easier to access, so it may well be learners with additional support needs or just a way of using the tools that are at you and your learners' fingertips, a bit like using a ruler or a dictionary. So I'm going to start with this worksheet example that I have on the screen. Now, you could use this to create content. Again, your learners could do this if they were creating a report, for example. They might want to start with a heading, but in this case, it's a question. And by selecting text on the screen, I can use this Explore button that I have on the bottom right hand of the screen, and it is also in Tools and Explore. If I select Explore, Google Docs will use AI or artificial intelligence to read the words and then perform a Google search with those. It's given me a suggestion by topic, so I could look at Scotland or the Romans, and it's going to suggest images that might be relevant to that as well. In this instance, this could be great for your learners. If they don't know when the Romans came to Scotland, they can use this tool to find some information about that. Or if you're creating the document, then it might be about finding some answers for yourself, or that you want to give your learners a link. So I'm going to select this one from the BBC, because I'm going to presume that it's going to be reliable information, and that's a whole other area that we have on our Cyber Resilience and Internet Safety section on this site, where you can look at information literacy and how your learners, how you can support your learners to understand what they can or could or should trust online. And what's really good about this is it's not giving them a straight up answer, it's taking them to a suggested web page that may have information, so my learners are still going to have to use their reading skills, and particularly important when we're talking about the reading skills that we model good digital reading skills to our learners. What I could do as well is I can copy this web address, and if it's information I think is useful, I might want to paste that in, and I'm just using Control and C to copy it and Control and V to paste it on my keyboard. So it might be useful for you creating the worksheet to add that, or you might want to just show your learners how to use Explore, and then again when you've talked about your reading skills and how you can work out if it's useful information or not, you can get them to use this Explore tool to support a wee bit more independence with your learners. So if I put in a deliberately misspelt word here, it's underlining, spell checkers pointing out that there's an error here, and I want to go up to Tools, Spelling and Grammar check, and it will suggest, if there are other words that are similar, they'll be suggested here as well. I can change it to the word what, and again it's telling me the document is now up to speed, it's accurate. Just going to delete that example. So the last tool I want to look here is not built in. If I've got learners in my class that English is not their first language, it may be easier for them to access this in another language, their mother tongue. You may be creating a text document to share with families, and again some of those families may speak languages that are not English, or they may read languages that are not English, and always worth remembering, just because someone speaks a language fluidly, they may not read it quite so well, and that would depend on their experience. So what I'm going to use here is in Tools, and I have an option to translate the document. Now it's automatically going to add translated copy of to the start of my document, whatever that's called, and then I can choose a language that is going to be accessible by my learners. Another way you could use this is perhaps if you wanted to create a document in French, and it might be quick and easy to type it in English and have it translated to French for your French lessons. There's always the caveat with these translation tools that you're going to have to check the grammar for the translated document, so it may not be perfect, but that might be an easy tool to use to create a French version of your document whether that's for families or because you're learning in that language, so a French, a Spanish, a German lesson, for example. And it's automatically saved it. That'll be saved in my drive for me. Going back to my original document, and the last tool I want to show you doesn't come built in. So it's a Chrome browser extension. You have to add that to your Google Chrome browser. And it's not part of Glow. However, it's an option that can work with your Glow Google tenancy. This will depend upon your local authority and what they have given you access to within your Google Workspace on Glow and your authority. If it's not available or something similar is not available, then you may want to get in touch with your Glow key contact for your local authority. Now, the tool I'm going to suggest here is it will read aloud the text on my screen. So the one that I'm using here is called Read and Write because it's a free extension I can add to my Chrome browser. And you may just want to go to Google and type in Chrome extensions. That'll take you to the Chrome Web Store, and you can search for whatever sort of tool you need to find. So there's lots of different ones. You might want to go into accessibility and see what is available. You can add these to your browser that you're accessing the web on, and that might support your learners accessing docs because it's added to the browser. The one I'm using, say Read and Write, is a free extension, and what it does, if I press the button here, is it's going to add a new toolbar to the top of my browser, and if I select text, I can have that read to me.
When did the Romans come to Scotland? When?
So I can do it with selections, or if I start at the start of the document,
The Romans. 1. When did the Romans come?
It will read through word by word, line by line, the whole document. So I can do a selection of text, or I can just ask it to read the whole document. Now there are other options available within there. There is a paid for version. This video is not to promote this extension, but it is one that is used by local authorities in Scotland, and it's a free version, so it's something that your local authority may have access to. Or if you're using Google Docs and you're looking for a tool to read the text, it may be worth asking your Glow key contact what other alternatives are available for you to use. So another way that I can use this Chrome extension is if I go to Explore again and I open up a website. Now when I tried it on the BBC it didn't work, but it does work on this scotland.org that I can show you. If I scroll down to a body of text and select the reading extension again, I can read the whole page. I can select a part of the page to be read.
Scotland has experienced extraordinary.
There's also an option within this one to use a tool called Hover Speech, and rather than having to select the text, wherever my mouse cursor sits, it will read that part aloud for me.
The history of Scotland is fascinating and complex. There are Roman.
So you can see how these tools could support your learners, whether that's a support need or just to make the learning more engaging, or about empowering them to be more independent with the tools available at their fingertips. Thanks for watching.